Hi friends, it's Jennifer here to talk with you about this week's topic, which is Zen Barre meeting you where you are. And in this month of self-care, I thought it was especially important to highlight the fact that the bar industry has kind of gotten this reputation as being really difficult and bar being a really challenging form of exercise, when in fact I found it to be the complete opposite. And I wanted to dispel the myth, the hashtag, and the motto, bar so hard. So that's what we're going to discuss here today as an accompaniment to the blog post that you are reading. So let's get started on why. There are a few reasons why I feel that bar so hard should be completely demystified. This myth should be completely demystified. And here are some reasons why. When I discovered bar, it was at a point in my life where I was training to run the Boston Marathon. So this was back in 2016, putting a ton of miles on my legs, and I was looking for a form of exercise that would complement the cardio, the excessive cardio that I was doing at the time. I was looking for a low impact form of exercise that would provide me with the endurance I was looking for, to help me maintain my muscular strength that I had built over the years, and also allow me the flexibility that I was seeking, as when you run so much and you're constantly in the same plane of movement all the time, your muscles get extremely taxed, your joints get taxed, and you need the stretching. And as a former runner who never really paid much attention to stretching, I can tell you firsthand that did not bode well for my body, and my hamstrings never could touch my toes, that kind of thing. So I was looking for this trifecta of strength, flexibility, and endurance, and bar ticked all of the boxes. As far as strength goes, we do use light hand weights, and the fact that they're not heavy is made up for by the fact that we do lots of repetitions, and that those repetitions allow for muscular endurance. So it's more of a muscular endurance activity. You're not going to build a lot of bulk. You're going to build long, lean muscles that have a lot of endurance. They can keep on going. And I find that the lighter weights also allow me to actually get into the moves more, because I'm not concentrating on like bad form trying to lift a really heavy weight. I'm lifting a lighter weight, but I'm able to concentrate more on my muscle. So it's a great complement to other forms of exercise, especially cardio. So if you're a runner, a swimmer, a cyclist, even bodybuilders can benefit from the fact that the smaller muscles are really targeted in these types of workouts. So bar is a fantastic form of exercise to complement other forms of exercise, and can be used as an add-on for any type of exercise or activity. So if you have a running schedule, a cycling schedule, I would encourage you to incorporate at least one bar workout a week into your routine, if not 2 to 3, if that's something that your schedule allows for, or that you're interested in, if you like the form of exercise. But at least one bar session per week will help you with your strength, your flexibility, and your muscular endurance. Reason number 2, the bar literally meets you where you are. The proper height for a bar in a bar class is waist high. So it's there to provide you stability, it's there to provide you leverage and support, and we tell you don't death grip on it, lightly rest your fingertips, but it's there to help keep you upright and to help keep you in the proper position to perform the moves to the best of your ability and to get the most out of the movements. So whether you are using the bar, as I said, to help you keep your balance, the bar literally meets you physically where you are, but it also bar movements, bar exercises allow you to tailor the move and the exercise to your level of fitness. So if you can't get up really high on those toes in a releve position, stay flat-footed or come halfway. If you can't go really deep in a plie, go as low as you can. Your instructor or your teacher will tell you the proper form to be in and say, look, it's more about getting into the position properly and then going from there. You're not expected to go as deeply in a grand plie as maybe your neighbor next to you at the bar or your instructor. But as long as you're feeling the moves in the proper place, eventually you will be able to progress to getting those toes up really high, or getting those heels up really high in a releve, or getting yourself really deep into a plie during your workouts. So in this varies day to day. Some days I don't have the energy, I don't have the strength, or something's going on in my body that just won't allow for that additional challenge. That's completely fine to change it, to have the bar literally meet you where you are at any particular point in time and any particular day. Bar is also an extremely intuitive form of exercise. It's all about getting in the moves, getting in the proper position, and feeling the movement. And I actually asked Esther Fairfax, Lottie's daughter, during a meeting one time, we had a Zoom meeting, did she intend it to be an intuitive form of exercise? And Esther her face lit up and she's like, yeah, she really did. It was more feeling. Lottie knew where she wanted you to feel a particular move, because she could feel that muscle being targeted. And so she would develop the exercise to target that specific area, such as the waist or such as the glutes, such as, your thighs, the top, the side, the back. And she didn't have a strong anatomy background from what I've researched on my own, but she knew how the body was put together. She knew how to work certain muscles to get the results that she was seeking. And so she developed this form of exercise because she had hurt her back and she wanted to use a very therapeutic approach in coming up with exercises that not only would help her heal, but also would enable her to keep her very svelte, slim figure, because she was very much into keeping her shape as she aged and as she healed from her injury, her back injury. So she developed these exercises, and some are extremely difficult. And I'm going to give you the example of Hello Sailor, which is the precursor to today's pretzel. And both moves, pretzel was always really hard for me. Pretzel, I feel to be a more modified version of Hello Sailor. Hello Sailor is probably the hardest move that comes from the original bar class developed by Lottie back in the 1960s. And the first time I tried it, I could not get my back leg off the ground because you really have to extend it out, and learned that as long as I was getting into the proper positioning, the muscles that were supposed to be targeted were being engaged. And over time, as long as you just attempted the move, attempted to lift your leg off the ground, even if it came off the ground a millimeter, you were engaging the proper muscle, and over time it would be a progressive strengthening that you would see. And that's why when I trained in this technique a couple of years ago, I learned that the original classic bar class was intended to be a core conditioning class, So over time, you would condition your body to be able to perform these movements. And you weren't expected to do it right from the get-go. And that motivation just propelled me to want to perfect these exercises. I am by no means perfect at all in executing my Hello Sailor today. However, I can get my leg up higher, and I have the endurance to do several lifts. My goal now is to get it straighter behind me, because if it's like physics, so you lengthen the lever and it's going to become more difficult, more challenging to perform these exercises. So here at Zen Barre, we also want you to realize that bar is as hard as you make it. It can be really difficult if you're feeling one day like, I want to challenge myself. You go lower in your pliés. You come up higher on your relevés. As long as you're maintaining the proper form and technique, you will continue to challenge yourself as you develop more in the movements and gain the strength and the confidence to perform them more deeply and to really get into the move, which is why a lot of these movements don't even require additional equipment, because your own body weight is really difficult to maintain in a position and to lift. So bar is as hard as you make it. It doesn't have to be hard when you first walk into that class. It might be, but you do what you can following your instructor's form cues, and someday you'll be able to go as low as you desire, as low as your body can handle in your plie position, in your second position plie, in your first, and come up as high as you want to on those toes or not. I mean, this is a very individualistic form of exercise, and I think that the bar industry has kind of overlooked that, and especially in America, and is really focused on just kind of throwing more of an intense cardio spin on it, where at Zen Barre, we really want to try to challenge and demystify the bar so hard hashtag and really move more toward a bar meets you where you are approach and hashtag. So as I said at the beginning of this video, Lottie Burke designed this technique, this form of exercise, to be very therapeutic. So it has a huge history rooted in therapy. And that's what we're trying to honor and what we're trying to continue to instill in our instructors here. So we're going to continue to provide content and training that just ensures the survival of Lottie Burke's original intention and her original vision when it comes to bar. So Zen Barre will always meet you where you are and will help you to progress in your practice for as long as you desire to meet us at our bar. So thank you so much for joining me for this week's installment, this week's video chat to accompany the blog post. And I hope to see you at the Zen Barre soon. Thanks so much. Bye.